Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So, Michigan just lost to Texas in the Citrus Bowl slash Cheez It Bowl. What was it? 41-27. And honestly, this was the offense showed some flashes of what you wanted to see a little bit. You didn't have Jordan Marshall. You didn't have El Hadi, Barham, Hausman. But Texas was out a lot of players too. And I also recorded my pregame analysis and didn't upload it because I didn't really like it. But that's neither here nor there at this point. But honestly, the story of this game was quarterback maturation. Quarterback maturation. You saw Arch Manning, who struggled this year, even though he's older than Bryce, but he struggled earlier in the year and slowly got better and better and better. And quiet as kept. He put together a pretty good season. I know people are going to say, you said he was trash early. Yeah, because he was. But he's slowly gotten better this year, and it culminated in this. It was a culmination in this game of his maturation. You get what I'm saying? So we couldn't really do anything with Arch Manning. Shout out to Texas. Shout out to Arch Manning, Sark, all of them. We couldn't do anything with him. Whether it was passing the ball and also running. He ran. He threw for like 200 and something. He ran for 150 something. So we couldn't do anything with him. And honestly, his receivers dropped about 5 passes, or he could have had more passing yards, honestly. Our defense, Michigan's defense looked out of sorts. And it didn't take me long to realize we couldn't do nothing with them for the most part defensively. I think in the second quarter in my group chat, I said we're going to have to win a shootout the way this is looking, because we couldn't do anything with Arch, whether he was running it, whether he was throwing it. The defense just was out of sorts. Like, they looked confused and bewildered, like, most of this game. Looked like they didn't know what the hell was going on for most of this game, and it just didn't look good. If Wink was trying to make his case to keeping his job, you definitely didn't make a good case for yourself in this game. You did not. Defense looked out of sorts, Now, offensively, you got some good field position because of Andrew Marsh, and we were able to move the ball with Bryce's legs. Bryce throwing it, Kuzdal a little bit. Kuzdal, the only thing with Kuzdal is he'll get lit up. He'll get lit up when he's trying to run the ball. He runs it pretty well, but he can't make a guy miss. Nothing like that. He's just a north and south runner, but is the way he runs, you would think he'd be able to make somebody miss, because when them linebackers and the safety, they'll come up and light him up, and that happened a few times in this game. But the story is, like I said, the maturation. Arch, you could see the growth. Bryce, you saw the growth. You saw some growth. But the thing is with Bryce, I think they put too much on his plate sometimes. Like, I saw a nice amount of RPOs. I don't like Bryce with the RPOs. Not at this level. I don't think he's ready for him. Not to base your offense around it. And I was glad we got away from some of that, because I think it's too much for him to process. You got to read the linebacker. Okay. Now let's say you keep it and you do the RPO, you keep it when you should have gave it. Okay, now that you kept it, you got to make that read. And let's say you don't throw that first read. It's just too much. He doesn't seem like he's processing it good enough for you to consistently run RPOs for him at this level. I don't care what he did in high school. That ain't this level. I just don't think he's ready for it. You know what I mean? And so when besides the RPO, I know people say RPO. I just don't like him. I don't think he's ready for him. Now, besides that, Bryce seems to what's the word I want to say? Once Michigan has to throw the ball, once Michigan has to throw it, you can almost count on Bryce throwing the interception. I've kind of realized that in pretty much all of our games where we got down and we had to throw the ball, you can pretty much count on he finna throw an interception. These are just facts. You can just count on it, you know? So if we're not able to stay balanced and it's on him, you can almost count he finna start throwing throw an interception or more. Because he just doesn't read the field that well. And he panics. Whether that's throwing off his back foot, whether that's getting outside of the pocket and not throwing it away, taking a sack, running out of bounds, taking a sack. He panics when it's not there, you know? And what I mean by panic is you're outside of the pocket. Just throw it away. When you panic, you're not thinking straight. So that's the thing. Now, let me just run through some of these. Let's get into it. So I guess we can continue on with Bryce. Early, I said I took a note. Seemed like too much RPO. We got away from it, and it looked like things got better. Offense started to move a little more smooth. Then we had a touchdown to Kendrick Bell. Great catch by Kendrick Bell. And on this play, this is kind of what you want to see in football in general. It was third down. It was third and I want to say it might have been goal. We were in the red zone. But we do the fake snap. We do the, fake snap, hard count, or whatever you want to call it. Bryce notices the blitz. Recognition. Communicates to the running back, Kuzdal, come to the other side. Communicating that the blitz is coming. You're going to have to get rid of it soon. And then he hikes the ball, understands I've got to get rid of it pretty quick. He gets rid of it quick. Kendrick Bell comes up with an amazing catch. That's what you want. Whether offense, defense, that's what you want. Recognition, communication, execution. Those three things. And that was a great example of it. So good to see. That was great to see. That was kind of early on. We were running Bryce. Bryce was making some nice runs. They were calling design runs for him. That's good. That's what you need to do. That's what you always need to do. Now, the one thing I'll say was on some of Kuzdal's runs, I'm not sure if these were reads. I don't think they were. But Bryce needs to run the fake. Like when he hands that off, he needs to continue with the fake. So the defense is still worried about him. He needs to do that. On these plays, he was just handing it. He was handing it to him and then just kind of standing there. There still needs to be a fake on there to hold the D in. I'm not sure if that was just the play call or the play design. Either way, Texas picked up on it and they started crashing down on Kuzdal on that. You know what I'm saying? I think I need to see more Reed. I know it's going to be a new staff, but I need to see more Reed with Bryce. You do the RPO stuff. Y'all putting all that on his plate. Let me just see a basic read. Him reading the edge. Let me see more of that. I want to see more of that. McCulley had a drop. I'm happy to see McCulley go. I'm gonna keep it 100. McCulley was here. He's always smiling. He'll drop a touchdown. He'll drop a pass. He's smiling about it. Him and Bryce aren't on the same page. He's smiling about it. I'm glad to see you go, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. Later in the game, he had a big blindside block. We saw a couple of those. One by Texas, one by Michigan. Blindside block. Haven't seen those in so long. Not sure what makes guys all of a sudden want a blindside block again, but it called back a big touchdown. It called down a big first down, and then Bryce throws an interception. You ruined that drive because you wanted to blindside block instead of just standing there in front of him like you've been taught to do all these years. You wanted to go for the big hit, and then Bryce throws an interception a couple plays later. That was basically ball game almost, you want to say. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep it real. I'm happy for McCulley to go, because I don't like that. All that smiling. What are y'all? I don't understand this smiling stuff. So he's always smiling, but why? Why are you smiling when you're not playing well? Why are you smiling when you drop a touchdown or drop a pass? Why are you smiling when we're losing by 14 and you and Bryce aren't on the same page? I get it. Yeah, you're just a happy person. That's great. Go be happy on somebody else's team. I don't need dudes happy when we're losing. I'm sorry. Some people can, you're being too hard. No, I'm not. I want to win. Ain't no point of us to be. What are you happy about when we're down 14 and you and your quarterback aren't on the same page? That should be frustrating to you. You should be more frustrated than me. You're on the field. I don't get it. I don't get it. Now, we did have some good drives with where we both teams were going for it on fourth quite a bit. Almost didn't matter what part of the field we were on. But we had some nice fourth down conversions. I think Michigan probably got three or four fourth down conversions. I think there was 2 on one drive for sure. Marlon Klein dropped a big time touchdown. Bryce got him lit up on another play. I think that was an RPO. And he's hesitating. Run the ball. There's no point of you throwing a 2-yard pass to Klein in the flat when you're right here. You've got the ball in the open field, and you're hesitating, and you throw it to Klein, who's 2 yards in front of you or whatever, and he gets lit up when you probably could have got 5 yards yourself. Bryce hesitates too much. Like, I don't get why he's hesitating so much or why he still does this. I'll say this, JJ used to do this a lot too. The hesitating. Bro, make the decision. He's a tight end. You're faster than the tight end. There's no point in throwing that 2-yard pass to the tight end when you can get 5. You can get 5 and slide. You can get 4 and slide. There's no point in throwing that thing to the flat, to the tight end, so he can get lit up for a gain of 2, if that. You got to understand the down and the distance and what you can get. And understand who you're looking at, who you're throwing it to. You're throwing it to a big tight end that's not that athletic. They lied about him being that athletic and so fast because I ain't seen it. Let me know when y'all seen it from Klein. I ain't seen it. That wheel route the first game, yeah, that was so long ago. I ain't seen barely nothing out of him since. Give me a break. So that's on Bryce, though, throwing that 2-yard pass to him in the flat when he could have run and got 4 or 5 himself. Then Klein gets knocked out. That ain't on you, Klein. That's on Bryce. Being hesitant and not understanding, I'm faster than him. No point of throwing that to him. He's about to get lit up. No point of throwing that. Let's see. Then we had the McCulley play where he threw the blindside block. This is when Bryce, it just goes all bad for Bryce for the most part. Bryce interception. Then we had another drive, a good drive with multiple fourth downs. And Bryce runs in a touchdown. Then, and let me speak on this real quick, and then I'm going to move to the defense. So it was the drive that we had multiple fourth downs. Bryce runs it. Bryce keeps it. Hoffman is supposed to be blocking for him. He's hesitating. Just run. So Bryce is right behind him like, come on, bro, go. Block him. Bryce gets it in barely, and it's reviewed because it could have been called a touchback. I'm going to keep it real. It could have went either way. But they called it a touchdown on the field. I'm watching Hoffman on the way back to the huddle. Like after they call it a touchdown on the field. Bryce and the players get up. Bryce is like, yeah, touchdown. Hoffman, no celebration, no joy, no smiling like McCulley or nothing. When we just scored a touchdown. Some of these dudes ain't in it. If I'm Whittingham, I don't want Hoffman on the team. I'm gonna keep it real. Why you ain't celebrating, bro? You were the lead blocker for a touchdown. You didn't lead very well, but we scored the touchdown. Why is there no celebration from you? Why is there no jubilation? Why is it like you don't care? Why is it like you're mad that you had to block? If you want to enter the transfer portal, you could have entered before this game. I'm going to keep it real. What the hell you walking back after you were the lead blocker on a touchdown? You walking back like you sad and mad. People say I just be tripping. I'm watching stuff people ain't watching. All right. Then Bryce throws an interception. Bryce throws another interception after that. And he comes to the sideline. He takes off his helmet. What are you smiling about? We're down 4. Our defense hasn't played well today. And you just gave them the ball back. What the hell are you smiling about? I don't get it, bro. Somebody explain to me this stuff with these young dudes. I don't get what the hell are you smiling about. You just threw an interception that's probably going to cost us the game. I want to see my quarterback. Come on, defense, get it back for me. Get it back for me. My bad. Get it back for me, y'all. Get it back for me. Not What world am I in? Somebody explain to me, where am I? Quarterbacks throwing interceptions, smiling about it. Not up 50, not up 30, when you're losing. And your defense is playing garbage. And you're smiling about it? McCulley, a drive later, Bryce is throwing it out of bounds. Him and Bryce ain't on the same page. What the hell are y'all smiling about? Y'all like losing? This is some loser stuff. I don't care what nobody say. This is loser things. I hope. See, McCulley is gone. Bye-bye. See ya. You can go smile wherever you smile, wherever else. But don't do it here unless we up and we winning. I don't want to see that. Nope. Bye-bye. See ya. Thanks for coming. Bye. Bryce, if he stays, I hope Kyle Whittingham is seeing this stuff and it's making him fume. Like, I'm trying to figure out what the hell are you smiling about? Because your defense went on the field, and I think it was the next play. Arch goes 60. Arch goes 60 the next play while you smiling over there. We were down 4. You come off we're down 4. You throw an interception. And you come to the sideline, take your helmet off. I don't see you. My bad. Give me the ball back. Give me the ball back, defense. Come on, defense, please. Give me the ball back. My bad. Get it back to me. I'm going to make up for it. Get it back. Because the energy of these two things are two different things. You smiling. It's cool. You ain't got the Ravens defense. What the hell are you smiling about? Next play, touchdown. Bryce goes 60. Arch goes 60. Then Bryce gets back on the field, rolling out the pocket. There's nothing there. Just throw it away. He tries to force the ball in, throws a little soft pass. I don't know if he was trying to throw it away. It looked like he was trying to force it in on the sideline to, I don't know if it was Channing Goodwin or who. But the Texas defender, he intercepts it. Now Bryce looks mad. Now he looks mad. Don't get mad now. Ain't no point of you getting mad now. Should have been mad after the first one. Should have been mad after the second one. Especially that second one. Should have been mad because the defense was playing like boo-boo-hoo. Should have been mad already. Now you mad you threw that third interception. Then we get the ball back again, and McCulley and Bryce have had the worst wide receiver one connection I maybe have ever seen. I'm going to keep it real. Their connection has been horrible all season, especially on go routes and sideline passes. Bryce either throws it out of bounds or they're not on the same page. It's been like that all season. Throw Klein in there too. This offseason, whether Bryce stays or goes, his mechanics, his fundamentals, for whatever reason, when he throws these sideline go routes or back shoulder passes, his mechanics just go out the window. Back foot, back foot. It's like he can't stand in there and just throw that thing to the sideline on that go route or that back shoulder. He has to back foot. Go route, back foot. Why? I don't get some of this stuff. What is going on in practice does he do that in practice? Because he goes to it. He automatically goes to it like that's how he practices. That's why I'm saying this. Like, he does it like it's second nature to him. Back foot, go route, back shoulder. Hey, back foot. Hey. It's like it goes hand in hand for him. So, I don't get it. But Bryce has to go in the lab on his fundamentals. He got work to do, and ain't nothing to smile about if I was him. It is. Besides that money, but that money ain't going to get you to the NFL. You got to put it in the work. You got to stop smiling. Now, I don't want to just kill him, which I probably did, but Bryce does some good things, but when it's on him, and he's a sophomore at this point, when it's on him, it's like You really that's when you see the real how good is this guy when we have to pass it. That's when you see. And you see the struggles. You see the mechanic issues. You see the throwing off the back foot. That's when it really shows up. When it's on him, okay, it's on you. Not to just make one big throw, but to consistently move the ball, and it's just on you, whether it's your legs or whether it's your arm. And he got a lot of work to do. This offseason, if he stays at Michigan or wherever he goes, he got a lot of work to do. Now, I know Michigan's system ain't just great with what we had and, the new offensive coordinator, all that stuff, but this stuff been going on all year. This is just a culmination of it. So let me get to the defense. Cole Sullivan, great job by him on kickoff coverage. He forced a fumble. I think TJ Metcalf recovered it. Bad angles on screens, weren't flying up for most of the game. Texas was getting 10 yards on screens. That's horrible. You giving up 8, 9, 10 yards on screens, that's a big problem. Run game, we were getting gashed in the run game. Texas ran it for probably 260. I know Arch had 155 the last time I checked, and their running back had 100 yards. Let me look at it real quick. Let's look at it. Arch Manning, 9 carries for $155, 17.2 average, long of 60 and 2 TDs. Disgusting. Christian Clark, 20 carries for $105, 1 TD, 5.3 average, long of 22. Disgusting. It's disgusting. You gave up 255 or 260? 260 on 30 on pretty much 30 carries, 31 carries. That's disgusting. I was trying to tell Marcus early in the game, like, bro, this defense is looking garbage. Hey, when I talk about the game, once I see something and I see it, you playing bad defense like we were playing today, that don't get fixed at halftime. It just don't. But one thing I'll give Arch Manning's pocket presence, it was on point. That boy was cooking in the pocket, stepping up, knowing when to step up, knowing when to escape, knowing when to step up and make a throw, knowing when to step up and run. He was on point. Knowing when to just step up to give himself more time. That boy's pocket presence was a thing of beauty. I can't knock him. When he played bad early in the season, I was the first one to say this boy playing like garbage. And he slowly got better through the year. And when he played us today, that boy was putting on a masterclass in pocket presence. I ain't mad at him. He did what he's supposed to do. And his receivers let him down 4-5 times. They let him down plenty of times. Dropped touchdowns. Now, some of these, my problem is when they made these mistakes, when they dropped these plays, a lot of the times Michigan was nowhere to be found. Like, it was just straight up drops. It wasn't, there was one touchdown where TJ Metcalf, shout out to TJ Metcalf, came over and lit up the tight end, smashed him and stripped the ball out of there. Besides that, most of these plays were just his Arch Manning's receivers just letting him down. I'm going to keep it real. So, Arch was cooking, and the defense was getting lucky a lot. I spoke on the pocket presence. Arch had a TD to, I'm not sure who it was, but it was the safety, something we failed to do a lot this year, and that's putting the safeties in conflict. And what I mean by that, let's say it's two high safeties. Let's say it's two high safeties. We're to the field. Two high safeties. So let's say the safety on this side, and there's doubles over here. So you got two receivers. The slot receiver runs a corner route. The outside receiver runs a post. That puts the safety in conflict. Whichever route he chooses, there's probably going to be a receiver in one-on-one coverage, or if it's a zone, there's going to be a receiver open, and that's something that they did on that play, got a touchdown, and that's something we failed to do. I don't see us put safeties in conflict. And this goes to this year. We'll see how the offense and everything is next year, but we're talking about this game. And that's something we failed to do all year, was put safeties in conflict. Understanding how to put these safeties in conflict so you can scheme somebody wide open. We didn't do it. We tried to throw downfield, let's do a go route half of the time. I didn't see us put safeties in conflict, having routes that are going to clear out things for other receivers. I didn't see it enough this year at all. I'm sorry, I didn't. You know, it's almost like we call plays most of this year like we didn't trust the blocking. And sometimes that's true. But other times we can block. And we're not trying to go downfield. We're not trying to create conflict in the safeties to have somebody wide open. We're not doing enough clear out routes to create separation, to create open receivers. Didn't see it enough at all. We had a lot of penalties in this game, whether it was roughing the passer, whether it was offsides, whether it was pass interference, just penalties. Same thing what's been going on all year. Poor discipline. Poor discipline. And there's no excuse for the guys being out. We had guys out. They had a bunch of guys out. So that's no excuse. It's just what's been happening under Sharon. The physicality was non-existent. Run game, stopping the run. They gashed us all over the place. With Arch and with Clark, they were just gashing us. The pursuit, we looked slow a lot of this game. I'm going to keep it real. We looked slow a lot of this game. And it just didn't look good, Defense looked confused and slow. When you don't know exactly what you're doing, you look slow most of the time. If you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, you know exactly what you're seeing, you know exactly what you're communicating, and you know exactly how to execute that defense, a slower defense will look faster because they're not thinking at all. We look slow a lot of the times because it looks like guys are thinking. They're not confident. They're not 100% confident in what they're doing and what they're seeing. Gave up a fourth down. Jordan Young missed the tackle. Arch gets the first down. Then next play, Arch throws a dime to Lockett for 40 yards. That was on Jair Hill. Over the shoulder, perfect throw. Arch, hey, I'm going to give him his credit. He was wheeling and dealing, whether it was running it, throwing it, he did whatever he had to do. But Jair Hill, it looked like he was looking back at the ball, but the ball he's looking this way and the ball comes over his shoulder like this. Perfect. If you're looking at the ball, you got to follow the ball and try to make a play. At that point, you can turn into the receiver. Y'all both trying to go for it. Or either you're looking, ball's coming up over, boom, you need to be coming right with it, following it. Not just looking, touchdown. I looked. No, you need to be looking and boom, right with it, following it. Your arm right with it. Boom. That's one. But, then Arch went 60, and it was ball game. That was after Bryce threw the picks. So Michigan showed some flashes on offense. Grain of salt. Texas had a bunch of dudes out, but this game got chippy in the third. Both teams wanted it in that third. You could see it, and announcers were talking about it. But some of the same things that have killed us all year, killed us. We had some yards with Bryce in the run game. I think Bryce had, 75 yards, 77 yards. But once we couldn't run the ball with Kuzdal anymore, once it's on Bryce, he starts looking like a freshman again, and he'll start throwing interceptions. So on to next year for the most part. I mean, what can I say? Bryce has got work to do. We need to get these coaches in there and let them go to work. And they need to get rid of everything that Sharon had taught them. Almost everything. And reinstill the physicality, the discipline, the understanding on doing it the right way. Coaching to do it the right way. Attention to detail. Bring it all back. Because we lost a lot of the stuff. Like I said before, a lot of the things Jim Harbaugh instilled, they went out the window these last 2 years. Slowly but surely. Because you had somebody that wasn't focused on the little things. So, Kyle Whittingham, you got a job to do to instill the discipline, the fundamentals, doing things the right way. I need you to sit down with Bryce about smiling when you're playing bad, when you're throwing interceptions. It doesn't look good. Whether you're watching it on TV, and if I'm your teammate on defense, I'm looking at you like, what the hell you smiling about, brother? You need to be mad about it, and you need to be pumping me up. Don't pump me up with a smile on your face. I threw a pick. Boy, we're fighting for our life, and you smiling about throwing an interception? I don't want to see you wait till your third interception for you to look mad about it. Lock in. So I'm hoping Whittingham is seeing this stuff, and he's a little puzzled and like, yeah, let me nip that in the bud. Let's stop that. Let this be the last game we see that. I don't want to see you smiling about something until you done built up of you can't beat me type energy, a la Cam Newton when they won the championship, a la Vince Young when they won the championship, Tim Tebow when you won the championship. And I ain't even see them dudes do that, but I need to see you have that type of energy of I'm unstoppable before I want to see you smiling after throwing interceptions. This is crazy stuff to me. So, on to next season, bro. Like, let's get these coaches in here and let them go to work. Because defense played like garbage for the most part. Bryce showed some flashes of growth, but it wasn't enough. Too many throws to the tight end. And I guess I was gonna say not getting it to Marsh enough. And if we're in trouble of losing Marsh, 3 catches, 10 yards. He was great on kick return. He was targeted seven times. McCulley was targeted 12 times. Why? He's not the best receiver. Why is he targeted 12 times? Andrew Marsh, 3 catches for 10 yards. I'm sure he's not happy about that. So, the last 2 games of the season, 10 yards. When you the number 1 receiver on the team. That ain't going to make you feel good. So, Whittingham, you need to talk to him and tell him he's going to be the focus, because I don't know what the hell they was thinking. Throwing into these tight, Klein 8 targets. Hansen 6 targets. And these dudes dropping the ball. McCulley dropped 1. Right in his hands wide open. Get it to the dude that knows what to do with it. Get it to the dude that knows what to do with the ball. It's like coaching for dummies with some of the stuff we be doing. You know what I'm saying? Hesitating to run the read in the red zone. What are you hesitating? That should be the first play you call. So, I'm tired. And I'm tired of this season, this coaching staff, and I'm ready to move on. Is that okay? Whittingham, get in here and go to work, my brother, please. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.